So, chatting to you this morning. Hello, good morning, by the way. It's me, James Max, with you till 6. When, of course, it's Talk Today with Jeremy Carl and Nicola Thorpe here on Talk TV. Talking to you this morning about Jeremy Hunt. He made his autumn statement yesterday, announcing a range of tax cuts, but the tax burden still rising. Smoke and mirrors? What did the Chancellor miss out from his autumn statement is what I'm asking you this morning. 0344 499 1000. Right, we will take more of your calls in a few minutes' time. However, we will go straight to speak to Dr. Roger Givob. He is, of course, CEO of Fair Money. Joins me now. Dr. Roger, very good morning to you.
Good morning, James.
So, apparently, I took the view that you wanted to talk about living in a parallel universe. So why don't we start with that?
Well, I mean, I agree with what you were saying before. I just think we're past the point of hoping that this government is really going to be in touch with what we need. They're just going to go off their own way and do
But
things.
isn't the problem that when you listen to the alternative, Rachel Reeves, of course she's not going to put up alternative policies, why would she? But all she did was just be rude about the incumbent government, just saying it's 13 years of Tory rule. Well, you know, they had to pick up the mess from the previous Labour lot, who were just as bad.
None of the other parties, you're absolutely right, are objecting to anything. They're all, I mean, we're in a real pickle here. You know, they're all as bad as each other.
Oh. Okay, so maybe we don't live in a parallel universe. We just live in a... I was going to use a swear word that would get me taken off.
A marigold universe.
A marigold universe, one that needs health and safety. Okay, so what would you give the Chancellor out of 10?
Well, he does have an approval rating of -15, you know. Oh. That's official from a survey.
Okay, well, 76% of all statistics are made up. So,
I probably doubled that after yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, I sort of gave him a 5 out of 10. It wasn't quite a see me, but there were a lot of things missing.
I think it's more than that. I think that by not unfreezing the thresholds at least a little bit...
I'm really surprised he didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I think that's really poor form, and I think that is the thing that is really hitting people a lot.
I mean, I'm afraid that it is the proverbial straw. It's just unbelievable, and didn't even touch fuel duty.
No, he didn't. So let's touch on that. You said vroom vroom. I said the elephant in the room, which is, of course, 65% of every litre of fuel is tax. Which, if you're trying to bring down inflation, one would have thought that if you're able to bring down something that people buy a lot of, number one, and if you're also able to bring down the cost of something that is a function of other costs, that can bring inflation down too.
Yeah, it's a triple tax because you pay tax on the petrol or diesel, you pay VAT on the petrol or diesel, plus VAT on the tax. It's tax on tax, and you're paying those with pounds on which you've already suffered PAYE or tax otherwise. And to not touch that at all, those two things show to me the utter disdain that they have for the average Brit.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Meanwhile, I've talked about a glitter box that you have because it sounds like they're just tinkering around at the edges.
Yeah, I mean, all of the things that they've done, the national insurance, the alcohol, all the different, the capital allowances, you know, business expenses, all of these things are a tiny portion of the giant tax take that he's crushing us with by not touching those thresholds. So when he claims this is the biggest tax cut ever, I mean, it's anything but that.
But how can it be the biggest tax cut ever, and yet the tax burden has still gone up?
Correct. Like everything else they say, it's gaslighting.
Oh, dear. You really are. I mean, look at you with your modern terminology.
I am frothing, James.
You are. You love a good froth. So much so that you've got to go and froth elsewhere. Dr. Roger Givob, thank you so much for joining us this morning here on Talk TV. Roger is CEO of Fair Money, frothing away as ever. Meanwhile, let's get back to your calls.